if I told you that there is an entire system dedicated to destroying all people who are Christ-like? You see, when you study the word Christian, you'll find that it actually means idiot. When you study the word church, you'll find that it's actually a word that is used to curse people, and that the root meaning behind it is actually Circe, which is the Greek goddess who absorbs energy. If you are a person who has a Christ-like spirit, you probably were introduced to the church at a point in your life, and you probably have noticed that churches suck the energy out of you. They literally suck the energy out of you. So the church means a Greek goddess who absorbs energy, and the word Christian means idiot, imbecile, and it also means antichrist. See, when Christ Yahushua HaMashiach was walking and teaching, he was actually hated by people of who? The church. Why? Because the church was actually created to intentionally destroy all people who are Christ-like. And this is where we find the chosen ones, okay? If you're a chosen one, then your life has been full of battles, attacks on every side, even from people who are close to you. Why? Because it is your Christ-like nature that is being attacked. It's not even you personally, it is your Christ-like nature. What is Christ-like nature? Well, a person who speaks up for the truth, a person who advocates for justice, a person who researches the truth and doesn't just simply take what somebody tells them and run with it, a person who likes to love, a person who is not easily manipulated or easily controlled because they know how to think for themselves. That is Christ-like nature. And if you look at Yahushua HaMashiach, the son of Yahuwah, he had all of those qualities. He had a power about him, a confidence about him. He had a lot of wisdom, which helped him walk in confidence. He walked righteously, which gave him access to secrets of the kingdom of Yasharim. Okay, Yasharim, excuse me. Now, you might know that as Jews, okay, but it wasn't called Jews. It was called the Yasharim. Okay, and it wasn't called Jerusalem, it was called Yashrael. Okay, so catch what I'm saying. Christ-like people are a target for churches. So you will be introduced to church at some point in your life. You will be brought into church, nurtured into church at some part of your life. And when you decide to pull away from that because you are able to have the gift of discernment to see that the church is just a circus and full of fools and not really helping you, like I did, went to many different churches and I just saw a pattern of like foolishness. It was a hit of motivation, but none of it really helped me grow spiritually or personally. And so you'll go through that, or maybe you went through that already. And then the same people in the church will also be the same people who attack you. But you got to remember, the Christians are idiots who are also anti-Christ, and their energy has already been sucked up out of them. So this system of Christianity is really a system orchestrated to suck the life out of anybody who is Christ-like. And they start when people are young. So this is why you'll see people grow up in the church. By the time they become older, they are just another foolish person blindly following a pastor and blindly repeating what a pastor says. Their own mind has been sucked out of them. They don't think for themselves. The pastor thinks for them. They blindly give their tithes and offering as if that is going to do something for them, and it doesn't even align with what was in Scripture. When those people in Scripture were talking about giving a percentage of what they were earning to a centralized union, it was after Moses brought them out of the pain they were in and brought them into the land flowing with milk and honey. Okay? And it wasn't money. It was literally food. And then you'll see in scripture where they said, if you have money, go and buy food with your money. So the tithes was kind of like a communion. It wasn't you take money and give it to the priest. No, it wasn't like that. It was like a celebration. It was like a feast to celebrate the goodness of the Lord, in which everybody came together. But again, it was after they were brought into the promised land. A lot of these people who sit in these churches every Sunday, they are living in the dark pits of hell because they are ignorant, and the church keeps them ignorant because that is the intention. The intention is to get rid of every person who is Christ-like and turn them into a mindless, spineless, blind person who lives in fear and lives in delusion. Understand the intention of these churches. And when you understand the intention of these churches, you as a chosen one, you will be able to know why you have been catching hell. But there's good news. Now that you know this, you don't have to be catching that hell no more, because you're going to be able to discern those spirits who are coming to steal, kill, and destroy your Christ-like nature and cut them off immediately. I don't care if it's your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, whoever it is, those spirits can manifest. And anybody who was ignorant of the